with the skill on G2. You know, people like get a bit carried away. They obviously have to make it work as a team before the skill really matters. I mean, I say because of Shox, but my issue still is I just don't want Shox leading this team.
Well, I don't think that exactly works in this scenario. He's got to do it for at least now, right? They can't just switch it up for the match. But yeah, I know the point, and you're right. It's tough. We laughed about it in the back. Is like the same thing as like. I even said I want to see Shox go crazy, but then you think in your head, when's the last time you've actually seen one of those crazy games out of him? I
should specify, it's not because I don't think he could do it, it's just because I think he's better at other things. I think Shox is just fine as, you know, as a tactician in Counter-Strike. I think he understands the game well enough. I just think he's better as a superstar. Well, we're headed into the game. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Immortals and G2 here. Final match, best of 3 off the day here in day 2 of DreamHack.
We're about to see some action because Henny, speaking of tactics, Immortals with the upper B push, getting some information. They see no one there, and I actually thought Shox and Body were going to go for the peak. And he's fallen back just a little bit, but I think G2 is just very wary of how aggressive that push is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, probably you thought you had some time there to set everything up and wait for it, and bolts to take down Kenny. That's one hell of a start here. Also fallen back, and there's some blood on the wall, so they knew that NBK was going to be up there, but he loses the fight. Lucas looked like he would have had that one. And weirdly, it turns into a 4-on-4. Apex has picked up the bomb and T-spawn.
Look at KNG as well. He's pushed all the way to top mid. He's going to try and cut off this bomb, and this kill could just end the round right here. And Apex isn't ready for it, but KNG misses all the shots till the end. That might just be it, Anders.
Very close now. 40 seconds, surely. NBK and Shox are going to have a hard time getting out. Steel and KNG to finish it, and Immortals with the first round there.
If that pistol round is any indication of how this game is going to play out, like Immortals with the amount of like pushing everywhere at different times, you know, Lucas pushing into Palace, 2 players pushing B, KNG in the mid round pushing mid to the top, cutting off Apex. That's some I don't know if I'd call it like no respect style of Counter-Strike, but that's definitely just full out aggression out of the Immortal side of things, and that can be very deadly on this map if you find the right timings.
I think it's one of the reasons, that I think the panel touched on it, it's one of the reasons why they're one of the most enjoyable teams to watch, really, Immortals. Just fun action all around. NBK to take down KNG, but they did lose 2 in return. And Henny's going to get that easy kill to close it out. And a second round for Immortals, no issue at all here. Third round coming up, and G2 aren't really going to have anything to show for it.
No, I think they just got the 1 kill in the previous round, so there was a full investment out of them. Doesn't go very far. Kenny obviously saving a little bit. He's got 2750 for that AWP in the 4th round. But yeah, I mean, back to your point, that is true of this Immortals team, that they are just like full action, full aggression. And the fun thing is, like, G2 is like that to a certain degree. They're a team that like leans heavily on the skill, and when their players are feeling it, some of the most exciting to watch. So this matchup is just like we mentioned, high octane was the word we used in the previous match. Could be very, very cool. Got to stop the plant, and he gets the double, but he does get taken down.
Lucas is there to cover it up, and the grenade right in Kenny's face, so no bomb plant. NBK, I feel like you have to fire this clock eventually. They are going to check this corner. Might as well be now. There's no better time for it. There it is. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't fault him for that. He was obviously hoping to get the max out of it. I feel like if it had been like a Deagle or something, maybe he could have tried for 2 shots, but the Glock, no.
Yeah, and it's just like it's tough to do when he's jumping around, and then at that point he's out of the range. So NBK not feeling great. Now here's the double up setup. Immortals loves this stuff.
That's aggressive, isn't it?
It really is. 4th round, a lot of investment into it, but why not? They've been so impactful with it. KNG is one of the most fun operas to watch at the moment right now. Henny obviously no slouch as well when he's having good games.
I think maybe he wanted to boost himself up in the box in the corner, but sort of failed to jump in window, which is fair enough. Still sticking around. Not afraid to take this fight. Kenny on the other side. There could be, I mean, we had a lot of ult battles in the last game between Gambit and NIP, but now, I mean, it could get even more powerful.
Very hectic. It could be, and if there's anyone to take on both KNG and Henny, you'd think it'd be Kenny S. Yeah, that nice feature, the master of flicks leading up to this. Certainly some of the most off highlights we've ever seen out of this man. Nice flashbang. Shox hides from it. Henny, this is such a dangerous game. And yeah, he gets caught. That's sticking around for far, far too long. Not even sure really what the plan was after a certain amount of time.
Well, especially because Bolts couldn't really do much in window to help him out. Like that, I agree. I'm fine with him peeking on the pass with AWP, but you want more players there to help out. NBK to take down Lucas as well. 5-3. Right now, They are spread pretty much all over the map. What do? Do you just keep the spread, or do you? It looks like they're just going to gamble B.
I think that's not a bad call. Can't fault them for that whatsoever. Just say, listen, all three come to the B bomb site. If they come here, we've got a chance. If they don't, we just save the weapons. We just give it up. I think that's going to be the course of action. The other idea would be to leave like KNG at ticket booth, see if he can do anything, see if he can get you any magic going that would hope for a retake. It's not going to happen though. I really do just have to like wonder that play from Henny. Like what is that about? I don't understand.
Yeah, especially after the first jump that he makes to top mid, like that already there, he's been there a while, you know? Like the clock is ticking against him, and then second time is too much, so don't know. Maybe it's just one of those like, I feel great, I feel fine. I've waited all day, you know, and he's crazy good with the AWP, right? So maybe he's thinking, listen, I have no respect for G2 at all. I'm just gonna shut them down.
That was my next thing. It was like I mentioned, you know, it wasn't like a disrespect style of Counter-Strike. It was just heavy aggression, but that felt a little bit like too much disrespect that he was gonna be able to get away with that. Shock's turning the corner, not gonna check for bolts. So even in victory, G2 loses 2.
As a former player, Moses, how would you feel about playing a game? I mean, I say this late. It's not terrible. It's like 9 o'clock Central European time here, but they've had to wait, and I'm assuming they've been watching a lot of the other games. Like, it's not like they've been sleeping until now, and now they wake up and you know have to play this one. So they've been around for a while. Yeah,
but I think you're all right if you go into the day knowing that you can plan enough for like whatever might be rest. Maybe you watch a demo as a team. Maybe you go over the map veto. Maybe you watch a couple demos. You just kind of review the information you have, and you just kind of chill. Plenty of time with the options open to you.
Cool.
I think it'd be different if maybe they played like a game earlier and then had to play a game.
Right, yeah, that's worse. All right, well, 3-1 the scoreline. 5th round. Double AWP is still in play. They got to save a bit. And G2 playing, again, very, I guess, respectful style in the sense that they've already run into the Immortals' aggression. Henny, that deep angle all the way in. That's such a narrow shot to hit on body.
Yeah, and that's kind of, that's something they're going to have to worry about. If they play this slow style all the way through against the double ops, if they're spreading out across the map in a default, any of that aggression from the op can be very dangerous too, because there's only one person there. There's no chance for a trade. You're also just naturally passive. These are oppers that want to hunt you down, and now a leg shot onto Apex. Nice find. The ops doing damage early, and that's a little crazy. Apex running the gauntlet, and he gets punished.
He probably felt sure that was going to be a vacated position. He's looking right at the edge. Kenny going to get one, but he did get tagged a bit. Turning around as Lucas, and actually Bolt's going to be the one to get the kill on Shocks, and they're running out of time. Jumping on top, Steal to get the kill on Kenny. The madness is already unraveling here, and it's 4-1 here, favoring Immortals. Great round for them, really.
Yes, and they immediately reset the losing bonus for G2. 1 win for the Frenchman, and then followed up by a loss. They also salvaged both AWPs, which is perhaps the important takeaway there, but that's Immortals at its finest, right? The aggression from the AWP, and this time it's not like insanity from Henny, like just staying at the bottom of a window, right? He's just pushing B, and then KNG as well, peeking down. The 2 ops get the 2 opening kills. That's exactly what Immortals wants. That's the recipe for victory for these guys.
And anyone who's watched any amount of Counter-Strike can recognize this 4-man setup outside of A that sort of carpets the bomb side with smokes, and at least KNG's going to get smoked off, which could leave Lucas alone. This could actually work out for them. There's the first smoke landing in. KNG not quite sure what's happening now. The flashes are coming through, and Shocks opening up on Lucas. This is a strong start now.
Have they missed a smoke?
Yeah, I don't think they had enough, really, so they have to cross against Henny. That's a bit uncomfortable. Flashbang might just do the work here, but now the smoke in CT spawn surely is going to be fading any second now. Indeed, KNG patiently waiting. So G2, they're only halfway there.
Yeah, these AKs have to ring true, and there's the peek and a missed shot from KNG. This is nice. They get the bomb planted. They're able to fall back as well. They've got great angles. Shocks with a headshot. Now Apex peeking, mowing them down, and there's no avenue back into the bomb site for Immortals. It works for G2. And Henny, a nice shot, but he's just got to get away. That just buys him enough space to survive. G2 with a good response and just a standard A execute. That's more like it against the AWPs. You want to block them off, neutralize them, and find a way into the bomb site.
And Henny missing a bit of an opportunity, down to 4 health. Got to be really careful, and they're just waiting for him. MBK with a good kill. I feel like a round like this is one of the reasons why I think Mirage is such a cool map and why it's so much fun, because even if you are brand new to Counter-Strike, you've never seen almost anything before, that setup is so easy to recognize on the minimap, and it's even easy to understand how it might work, because you see as soon as whoever is playing CT spawn gets smoked off. Now, if you look at Immortals in some of the upcoming rounds, try and always take a look at how they're positioning in the A bomb side, because if they're playing all on this side, it could be a sort of a sign that they may be expecting something similar. This round, Lucas playing very close, and also Bolts is playing on the side itself. So a similar execute in this round would have maybe a bit less of a result for G2.
I don't think it's too often you're going to see NBK out-opping Henny in a duel in middle of overpass. Or, I mean, Mirage, but there's KNG. Oh, he was blind.
Yeah, doesn't matter. That double AWP for Immortals. Very hard to break. Steel setting up for a pretty deep smoke, it seems. Gonna be maybe blocking off some of G2. It goes a bit further. Still there on the other side. Grenades are now ringing in. They want to see if they can hunt him down, and that UMP comes out just a bit too late. Otherwise, maybe Body could have been down, but Bolt gets one. Kenny with the refrag here. Still a 2-on-3. KNG is there, but Lucas is miles away right now. So KNG, if you can get a kill and make it 2-on-2, that's maybe their only chance. I think Lucas is going to be there very late. Yeah,
they have no kit, so this kill has to come out quickly if they're going to go for it. I'm not even entirely sure they will, because Lucas is already backing off towards CT spawn, not even messing with Market, especially considering they know that Kenny had the angle towards Market to pick off one player who tried to cross, and no smokes to really allow them to safely do it, so Immortal's going to give up a round. I think Steel's going to be frustrated. That Molotov that he throws, he messes it up. It bounces off the lip of the balcony and goes onto Van. Well, he gets killed from a player that's swinging wide right into... who didn't have to run through a Molotov at all.
Yeah, that's definitely frustrating. A good round for G2, keeping it close early on in this game. And again, just to finish it out, because Immortals like going for that double AWP, if you can break their economy, that's really, really good, right?
Right, and these trades that have been going back and forth, you know, it's been 3 of the past 4 that G2 have won, but they did lose one in the middle of that run. I mean, that's always going to favor the terrorist side, right? And especially to your point, the double ops that are so expensive.
Well, Apex making a guess that they're not going to have too much, and he's part right, but see if they could do anything about KNG here. He's going to fall back. He sees everything coming, and he's actually going to fall really far back. Doesn't want to give up the AWP out in the open. That sort of makes sense. He's very low on health here. Kenny's ready and waiting for him. AWP is being picked up by Henny, but they're actually coming for it. And Apex charging in, getting 2 good kills, and now the AWP is lost. Immortals, they needed that. Apex doing so much damage with their MAC-10.
This is a nice style that G2 has kind of switched into. We saw that spread out default. I was mentioning that they were just getting picked off by the ops, the aggressiveness. Now, these past couple rounds, you saw that execute onto the A bomb site with all the typical smokes that you mentioned. Now it's just basically 5-man, work their way into the B bomb site, throw some flashbangs over, throw some smokes, and get into the site. Now, I think this is a point where if they want, they can kind of start to switch back. Like this next round, they can switch back into that slower pace spread out default because they don't have to worry about the double ops, right? You might be facing 1 op. You're probably thinking in your head that maybe they'll have 1, probably not 2.
Lucas only getting 1, so it's quite a bit of money in his pockets just because of that. There is a timeout being called from Immortals, so they can take a moment to just relax here and discuss how to get back in the game as quick as they can. Because obviously that's going to cost them quite a bit here. And actually, whoa, they're going to be buying?
Yeah, definitely. I would imagine what's going to happen. Lucas will drop an AWP. He's got a UMP and armor. So he just drops an op over to KNG or Henny.
That's very aggressive.
I would have a little suspect.
Yeah, I would have said just try for deagles and, you know, sort of go halfway there and see what you can have happen. We've already seen, like, this whole day has just been one long lesson in
economy.
How bad things can get on CT side if you don't make it work, so...
I think a lot of it speaks to the fact that they have a lot of faith in Henny and KNG as offers. So I feel like whenever Immortals can get an op in one of their hands, they're willing to take that risk. And it's not a bad buy in terms of, like, the actual weaponry they're bringing to bear. It's the utility, it's the kits that they're missing.
KNG's pushing aggressively down towards the ramp. NBK's in the spot where you want to set up a smoke towards jungle, so he's going to be able to do that. They will hear it. Flashbang comes through, but it doesn't go near wide enough, and NBK is still doing a pretty good job getting the first shot, but he gets returned on, and now it's still a 3-on-3 in the middle. Shox and Kenny lingering. Body obviously can't take the bomb alone that way, so This is a bit of a weird round now.
It really is. I think Kenny using that smoke to get up towards the B bomb site. Oh, there's Steel. Great off angle. Kenny's not ready for it whatsoever. Body was hoping to be able to meet up with him at the B bomb site from that hallway. He's got to adjust his plans as his teammate falls in a 1-on-3. And I mean, it's kind of, I mean, this is the kind of thing that Immortals wants to do. They have the op in Henny, so they're more than willing to buy. He gets 1 kill, but I mean, more importantly, you saw KNG obviously getting aggressive towards that A ramp. Make sure that the initial fight's taking place away from the bomb site. So KNG has kind of, or I mean, excuse me, Henny with that AWP has the information of what's coming, so we can get himself in the proper position with the AWP.
It's a good attempt from Body. He got quite far in on the bomb side before he got spotted, but ultimately Bolt's going to be able to take him down for a 5-4 lead. Immortals bringing it back after losing 3 in a row is great news for them, and G2, their economy is sort of decent, but they can't keep losing rounds, so this is, unlike the last game that we were having, this is much more of a close game early on here.
I think this is a big round as to how this half is going to go, because obviously Immortals just winning that round there, and they're in reset territory. They invested everything into that previous round. They don't have a lot built up. Only a couple players at or above $1,000 in the bank. Question now for KNG. He's turned away, going to wait for the shot from Henny. I think that smoke is going to have a gap in it from Henny's vision.
Well, the one in window also not really working out. Henny gets a kill on Apex, but KNG's going to go down and NBK to take down Bolt. So 2 versus 3. There's so much trading going back and forth all the time. It's a very sort of classic French kind of thing where once the battle gets started, it really goes on for a long time.
Right, but it's happening so early in these rounds, and that play from KNG, he's the one to take the action. This is scary. I don't know if Steel... Does he have any idea? Why isn't he peeking above him? Why is he just ignoring this?
He's no idea, and he still turns around for the shot. Now he's going to make a jump and spots out Shox, so then the rotation can come in quick as you like. A little bit of damage there from the grenade, but not enough. Steel still in trouble in the corner, and he's going to go down. Shox faking it once. He's got very low health, and when Lucas shows up with this HE grenade, Shox is going to be in a lot of trouble, even with the bomb plant here. That might be enough. Bomb is in. Shox falling back. And Lucas waiting for it. There's the shot from Henny instead. And that will be the round for Immortals. 6-4. And actually, while all of this was happening, like the reason why Lucas took so long to get here is he was actually checking in apartments. So he was really trying to get the information to find out what was going on.
I'm wondering what Steel was doing while I wasn't like watching those overview halls. I'm wondering if there was some kind of communication that he thought a teammate had his eyes on it or something like that. But regardless, he does recover. He's even typing in chat, I was just lucky. There's a shot from Body, and he just said, nah, I was lucky.
He's an incredible nice guy, isn't he? Like, just very friendly.
Yeah, he is great. His interviews are phenomenal, aren't they?
Yeah, I love them.
But that's kind of cool, because KNG takes that aggression in middle. He thinks that smoke is actually going to block Henny off, so he goes for a peek, gets the kill, and the bait and switch works the other way around, right? It's supposed to be Henny taking the shot, getting the first kill, and then KNG taking his peek and getting a kill. Instead, it's KNG going first and Henny getting someone who's trying to trade KNG off. So really, really nice setup from the Immortals side.
It's a sort of testimony to the fact that this game has been close. Both teams are completely broken this round. Double up again on the Immortals side. No one can buy if they lose this, so it's going to be interesting. KNG smoked off once again, and the trades are in. Bolt for NBK, then Lucas goes down, and KNG challenging the smoke, jumping up on the box and getting the shot on Kenny is big news. Now, still so much time. This is action-packed Counter-Strike. KNG trying to see if he can make it work, but 3-on-3, and it slows down just a bit.
Henny watching from Catwalk. If anyone crosses that line, he's ready to pick him off. Not going to get anything, and there's the M4 down. Steel trying to peek up, trying to stop the plan. It's not going to happen, and this is where it gets tough. It is doable. We know KNG and Henny can make this happen, but 2 ops on this retake. They have smokes, they have a Molotov as well. They just need to land the shots.
We have seen them do this before in even worse territory, so don't ever want to count them out here, but the bomb is already pretty far ticked. There's a Molotov to force at least one player a bit out of position, but Body with a stunning headshot to take down Henny. And KNG is trapped in the corner, and he's going to go down to Shox. So that's a smooth round for G2, and it is, I would say, not as easy as it seems to have the initial engagement and slow it down. You know, like in the middle of the bomb site, you have to grind it to a halt.
Well, this is kind of cool. We're going to have to see the response from Immortals, and like you mentioned, just the double up, the investment into the AWPs and everything, they're broke. Except for they're going to buy into this round anyways. So it's 6-5. They go for the 4 pistol buy. Henny's not going to have armor. He wants that AWP if possible, but he has basically no money. fully invested. But you're seeing, you know, the strength of Immortals has always been talked about. That double up setup. KNG and Henny are incredible with it, and they are so powerful when they get rolling. But G2 is finding ways to neutralize the Oppers, especially KNG playing at Ticket Booth. He's kind of been red, and he hasn't varied up his position when they do those A executes. And you can see it's hard to hold that bomb site when one of the defenders, and probably the most impactful defender with the AWP, can't get involved in the action.
The buy-in to this round really has me caught off guard. I would have bet money on the idea that Immortals wouldn't go for it, but they're just so aggressive. They have got 6 rounds out of it. Lucas with the deagle, the only one covering the A site right now, and to take that angle probably be Kenny S with an AWP. Should think he had a very big advantage here on the other side. 50 seconds, peak once. It's actually Apex to win that fight. Now, this bomb side is definitely lost. Question now is, can they do some damage here to the G2 economy? That's a great shot from Henny to take down Apex. That's one way to get started, and now G2 just back to the fundamentals here. Put up the smokes, get the bomb down, and secure the round.
Good peek from Kenny as well. Now they can just play a little bit more passively and just watch for the bomb. And Bolts and Steel have virtually nothing to do. And this is kind of the scary part. This is why I'm confused about this buy a little bit from Immortals, because they're going to have to save next round. They're going to have nothing. They can't even buy it. So, I mean, this buy essentially takes away 1 gun round for them down the stretch of this half.
And when you want to invest into double, maybe that's their thinking. They're saying, if we had saved that round, the next one wouldn't have been with double up anyway, so why do it? It's not even a real buy.
I feel like you can't do that, can you? That can't be your thought process to purchasing in this game.
I mean, it's either double up or we don't buy at all. We're just not interested.
Interesting about Apex, probably one of the most respected and I guess storied, and I guess he's probably the typical example you point to when the term entry fragger gets talked about.
Yeah.
And he's had his ups and downs in his career, and I mean, as it generally goes with entry fraggers, sometimes you've got the timings and sometimes you don't. I know Chad talked about that on the desk pregame. But I mean, he has had a little bit of a downturn. I know the Ocelot, the G2 owner, tweeted out that he'd been working really hard lately. It was good to see him have a couple solid matches here early on at DreamHack Masters, as his team looks to go up 1 round 7-6.
I have a cool Apex story I'll share when the round is over. Body is going to be going down as Bolts with a shot, but the rest of G2 chime in really quickly, and well, Apex with another double kill, closing out the round really quickly. I remember there was one tournament, I think it was like it's like one of those ESL winter tournaments quite a while ago, might have been like 15 or something, okay. Or 14, 15 I think, where Apex had a really terrible map in like a best of 3. And he just walked out, like the rest of the team were having like a meeting, and Apex walked out alone and he said, I have to, like, I'm the problem right now, I have to fix this myself. And he came back and was incredible in the second map, but he just personally realized, I'm the one who has to focus, and I'm just gonna go away and focus on my game, and it worked. So, interesting player there, Spotty with a great wallbang to take down Lucas. Spotted him out. This is the big buy that Immortals have sacrificed 2 rounds to get in, and right now, they're a man down, and that's not quite working out. The bomb is in the middle still. Look at the control that G2 have over this part of the map.
I think he actually missed the smoke. I don't think it bounced where he wanted it to, and that actually might have saved his life, because it covered body. Regardless, this is going to be tough to get back into it. That blistering speed from G2 catches Immortals off guard, gives G2 mid control, and there's KNG. He's trying to make a play, trying to make something happen, find some information, and Kenny finds the timing in window. Look at G2 across the map. It's like the call went out from Shocks, and he just said, everybody freeze. Stop what you're doing, be patient, let the clock run down, let Immortals feel a little bit nervous, and punish them when they make a move.
That makes so much sense, given how they've been playing here on the CT side. They've been trying to just, you know, go for some crazy plays to get back in every round, so you could expect that that's what's coming. Nobody's on the A site. Henny and Steel, this is the 14th round. If they give up these 2 rifles to try and get the retake, they're not going to have anything in the last round at all. They are flat broke, so very risky.
This is such a low percentage retake for the Immortal side. If they don't get a kill like now, they should probably just give it up. No armor on Henny, no kits whatsoever. Smoke still deployed, and Body's got CT spawn control. That nade goes a little bit too far, but still, it's a great setup from the French side to protect this bomb plant. They're sticking around a little bit too long, I think, Immortals. And I think, yeah, they just now realize it's not worth it. Bombs tick too far. They haven't found anything. Disciplined Counter-Strike in this round from G2. Looking good. They're going to be up 8-6.
And with one AWP and one M4, I think normally I would say when you only have this, then try and put especially the AWP into play early on. But the thing is, G2 they've been sort of playing for that most of the time. Like, I don't see G2 not being prepared for this one orb in the next round. Like, if they try and put Henny or some aggressive somewhere, yeah, surely they're going to be reading it.
Well, I mean, it also helps that G2, I mean, not only if they pick up the pace, but, you know, some of these executes they've done are just destroying the ops. And actually, it's them who come out with the double op, and Kenny almost gets away with one there. Apex has the other op, and he finds Henny. So Henny in this game has been out-dueled by both Apex and NBK. I think that second op had to have been, I mean, it's a last round, so no worry about the investment. I think it's just spawn-based.
Yeah, and Apex runs back and picks up the AK instead in spawn. Yep. So he just didn't care at all. 6-8 right now. G2 looking fine in this first map.
This is actually looking great. I mean, after they get over the initial confusion of how to handle the double op, they figured out with the executes, and it's been no real issue from there.
Still a lot to come. And I think even with 6 rounds in the first half, I don't want to count Immortals out. I think they can be so dangerous on the T side. So still pretty far away here for G2 to actually win the map. KNG gets caught as the smoke fades, and that leaves Lucas in a very awkward position here. Famas on the site, Steel and Bolts coming in, and Lucas is there, and suddenly it turns around. Apex very low on health. This can actually work out. Immortals might be able to steal in one last round. That would be incredible. And 2 versus 2, 40 seconds, and G2 make a full run towards the B bomb side, which you can easily make with 40 seconds.
Right. You definitely can. The question is, what's the response from Immortals? How are they going to do this? Because Lucas is pushing up and Bolts is on his way over, so essentially this op has to ring true, and he's got the angle, but the smoke is going to plume. Bolts likely going to push out.
20 seconds. Oh, and they spot him. What a shot from Bolts. Right through the side of the wall. Grenade, not quite going to kill him. A little bit of damage there. Jumping down. Kenny, oh my god. Taking down Bolts, and the smoke going to cover the plant, going to be taking it down. And now Lucas coming in through the market. Kenny, does he have what it takes to do this? He's already got the double kill. Lucas is right on the other side, walking out the window. And Kenny realizes, I think he heard him then. Gonna go and check it. Hasn't heard anyone defusing the bomb yet. He turns back and Lucas is right there. This is madness. There's definite giveaway there from Lucas throwing in the grenade. Kenny must be feeling very confident at the moment. He hasn't seen anyone cross. Time is running out. And Kenny, there's the triple. Has saved the round. 9-6, but that was a heroic jump into that bomb site.
It really was. Style points for Kenny. You heard Happy say there's no one who has better highlights than him, and just showing off a little bit why. That is good stuff. A phenomenal 1v2 to win. I thought Bolts had done just enough with that kill and just biding his time. Either way, great half from the G2 side of things. It was a little bit dicey early on, but that was an 8-2 run, I believe. No, 8-2. It was 8-2.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah.
9-6 is, I mean, 9 rounds T-side Mirage. You feel good after a run like that.
Here's the tough part, though. Like, Immortals is a team who, on their T-sides, are so good at busting open bomb sites and breaking momentum. Like, if G2 ever gets it, Immortals is a team that can very easily. They're so good at trading, so good at finding their way into sites. It's very basic stuff they do, but the teamwork between the two of them, and another one of those teams where it just feels like when someone says go, they're all on the same page on how to make it work.
Yeah, incredibly aggressive, and we'll find out if G2 have what it takes. They could have a double O if they wanted to. No reason why they can't have Kenny. I mean, I would say Kenny and Shox, but we've seen Apex MBK pick it up too, but Shox is definitely very capable of warping as well.
Yes, I think the Apex one was just spawn-based. NBK just had one because he had a pistol in the round that he picked it up, so why not use it? Still comes out with the win. Utility for the Terror side and all 5 players over A. Here's what you were talking about, that read of just a straight-up execute. Waterfall out of Palace, get into the site and get it planted.
So good news for G2, they're not on the site, otherwise they get run over by Glocks. This distance here could absolutely work out, and they fall back. They're going to go for the retake instead. I think this makes a lot of sense for G2.
This is so smart from G2. 4 players in CT spawn. This is where the battle, this is where the round is won. Even trades coming out 2 for 2, and there it is. Apex puts him on top. 3 quick headshots.
That's incredibly well done, but Bolts is still alive and putting out some damage. Nice headshot long range there. And Kenny gonna make his jump into sandwich. Bolts again, now the triple and looking for a bit more. Just one more is up and Kenny low on health, and there it is. All 3 kills for Bolts. He's got the round, and Immortals right back on track. There's so much history. There's so much history that goes into the defense of CT spawn for G2. Like that's like the end of a long meta game that's evolved to that point where you want to do that.
And it's so cool as well because they have the 2 players back there who just, as soon as that XU comes in, they immediately fall back. And instead of trying to toy with that smoke wall that Immortals put up, the other members of G2, the other 2 of them meet up in CT spotter. They just have like a 4-man SWAT team going to retake that area. And it even works. They do it. Apex with incredible kills to bring it into that 2-on-2. Not enough though. And the buy in the second round, this Deagle trying to do some work. He's tagged up Steel just a little bit, but not able to find any of the kills. So mid-control goes the way of Immortals at the cost of no life.
Kenny wishing they hadn't re-smoked that so you could maybe sneak in at the right time. Sometimes there's a gap at the corner, but not this time. 9-7, and those Deagles definitely powerful on a map like Mirage, so it's good to see Immortals using the smoke so that they don't get shut down anywhere.
But they're out of smokes now. They still have a long way to go into these bomb blast sites. This is a long route to take against a Deagle who can just jiggle peek, pre-fire, maybe get a little bit lucky. Here comes the pinch onto the bomb site though. A little bit of help arriving. There's the flank as well from Kenny. They've got to take over this bomb site and they've got to do it quick.
Lucas certainly putting in the work here with a quick double. He's going to get finally taken out by Shox. Still feel like they've got a very good shot at doing this. Shox and Body are both coming in from the same angle, and that in itself won't be easy. Shox rotating all the way around, and maybe they can get a couple of more exits here. I think defuses, that's just a long way away.
Yeah, no reason to even think about it, even no kit. So I think that rotation from Shox kind of gives up the fact that they could have won the round if they were a little bit luckier. Just Kenny running out of bullets, but plenty of damage done. And yeah, I think this is pretty much all over, although Body does get one, but he's dropped in return.
There's a significant amount of damage output from G2 that round, so I think they're going to be all right with it, even though if that fight in B had took a bit longer, could have got ugly quickly. Good job on Lucas getting up that double kill, and we're almost tied, and probably will be tied, as G2 are, again, lacking the economy to really buy. Apex with the Deagle, though. It's gotta try, right?
In the Mac 10s on Lucas and KNG. Just go hyper aggressive. You know they're not going to have armor in this round, so go make some extra money, see what you can do. They're going to lead the way. And this A bomb site is wide open. It's just Shox here. All other 4 members of G2 are over at B, so they're going to have to chase down these kills pretty intensely if they want to find them. And actually, KNG's in a perfect spot, isn't he?
That's the Deagle gone. He wants more. He's getting shot in the back, but somehow not dying. That's interesting.
That USB sometimes is just like the most frustrating weapon on some of these rounds.
Yeah. It doesn't quite have enough bullets for you to just spam away, and without the headshots, doesn't do very much, so... Good round in terms of making money, and also obviously tying up the scoreline here. AWP being picked up onto Kenny. We'll see how this all plays out here for G2. Scoreline being 9-9. Immortals, it's pretty good economy, and... Right now, Bolts, KNG, and Henny are the sort of three-man engine there leading the whole thing.
Yeah, no ops yet on the T side as well for Immortals. Henny keeping the UMP that he had purchased. Smoke for Kenny. There is a gap in that, but he gets spammed through. That's a really, really smart play from Henny. The Opper utilizing that angle in the first half, really understanding one way to defeat it. Flashbang allows him to cross and then spamming through.
Incredibly annoying. So is Steel getting that kill on Shox. He was trying to get some information for his team, and instead now they're very blind indeed. Body, you can see how uncomfortable he feels. He's worried about that Palace push that might be coming in. He sees it coming, but not quick enough. And Bolts will get a double in return, leaving NBK and Apex 2-on-5. Very
hectic defense in that A bomb site for the G2 side of things, and this is a little bit of a unfortunate situation for Immortals. I mean, they're up 5-2. They have all the advantages. The bomb is left all the way at the back of mid. But you never like to see that as a Immortals player. Someone's frustrated. It's probably Steel. But yeah, I mean, that was just kind of interesting. Shox just seemed like he was almost like a Terminator, just like he didn't want to stop moving forward, just like he never let go of W, just going to that A ramp. He did have a pop flash. I don't think it went deep enough. I heard it go off, and I'm pretty sure that has to be the plan that was going on in the G2 mind. Body throws that pop flash, Shocks clears out a ramp.
It's not the worst idea, but when it doesn't work out, the rest of the bomb side is really vulnerable. Great shot from NBK. That's bolts down and out, and suddenly it's closer. NBK hitting another headshot. 19 seconds. The bomb is dropped out. Lucas can't even go straight for the plant. He's going to put up the smoke, but this is very uncomfortable here. Jumping up on the box. Apex getting the timing. 10 seconds. The Steel is so far away. Apex just might have done it. 5 seconds. Steel going to pick up the plant, but he doesn't have time. It's too late. Round is going to be done. Apex wins it with a double kill. My God.
This is why you get so frustrated if the bomb is dropped. They have a 5-on-2. Not only that, but it took them so long to get the bomb over. It was like they got scared of doing anything.
Yeah, that's almost unforgivable.
No, it is unforgivable.
It is unforgivable.
Let's not sugarcoat it. It is entirely unforgivable at this level of play.
There's another really interesting thing that goes, like, Lucas has such a big problem because he has no idea where Apex is. In this round, KNG gonna start off with a great kill taking down Apex, and Kenny can't really find much in that window. Shocks with an MP9 winning the fight against Bolts. That's a bit strange. G2, they won the round, but they don't have much.
I'm so tilted because of that. Mid-control for Immortals. Lucas is close up under window. Henny far back with that AWP. Not really getting any opportunity to find picks. These ops on the T side so far, or the op, I guess this is the first one they've had it from. Henny hasn't really rang out quite yet, and Steel's almost able to find one. He gets aggressive though, new angle. NBK's been playing this spot for years though, so he knows all the tricks.
Molotov in, Steel, and you're right. NBK doesn't run out far enough to get caught from the window. Would have been a rookie mistake, but still.
It has pulled Kenny S over towards this B bomb site. So an extra player going towards B, that softens things up at A, and it forces G2 to play retake. You can see Shocks playing behind the murder hole. You can see Body and CT spawn on the minimap. They know that they don't want to spread the defense too thin and commit to a defense inside of the site that they can't really hold on to.
Body covering CT spawn with just a FAMAS is not easy at all. Turning around for the flashbang though, that's great. Gets the refrag on Lucas, gets a shot on KNG, and if that could have been a headshot, maybe Henny would have gone down as well. Now we're 20 seconds left, and it is not looking all that great for G2. They get the kill on one, and the bomb is down, and Kenny saving the round with 2 incredible headshots. Otherwise, maybe they could have got the bomb down. That could have worked out. Immortals, they've got to be stressed now.
Yeah, that's extremely tilting for them. They just couldn't find a way to protect the planner at all, could they? I mean, they had a 4-on-4, and they had the bomb site, and this is, I mean, you have to say, this is a product of great strategic calling from G2 to play retake onto this bomb site. But every time they tried to plant, there was NBK on catwalk just being a nuisance. They couldn't cover CT spawn properly, so they couldn't really plant anywhere else in the bomb site. A really, really unfortunate situation that Immortals just couldn't figure out in the heat of the moment. And it all goes back to leaving the bomb at the top.
Oh, they're going to run into the grenade, aren't they? NBK is ready. It does go pretty far, but that's a lot of damage. Immortals team already low, but they will at least get the 1 kill. Kenny there, grenade rains in again, doing a bit of damage to Bolts, and Apex looking to push his way through and denying the bomb plant there. Turning around, he gets knifed by Henny in the middle of the chaos. And now it's a 1 versus 3. He's picked up the UMP, but surely just a question of time here before they find him. Kenny to close out the round with a double. Well, we've got everything now, Moses.
We have it all. The knife coming out. That gives him enough money to get an AWP if he wants. And it looks like they are going to buy into this. He wouldn't have armor.
He's like, I've got it. Oh, man.
And surprise, surprise, Henny goes for the glass cannon. 1 flashbang as well, but this is really, really desperate times for the Immortal side. And I think we're just going to get a quick medic, I believe, for some reason.
Medic. Yes.
Playing some TF2 lately?
I was thinking about Band of Brothers, but yeah. my mind had gone to a darker place. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Expect that.
Yes. Going to restore the match, get everyone's economy up and running.
You want to know who's angry right now? Well, maybe not right now at this very moment, but I've played Counter-Strike with Chad in some you know, pug games.
Yeah, does Chad get angry?
When you leave the bomb somewhere that you shouldn't leave the bomb,
yes,
Chad becomes a very angry individual, man.
Do you know who gets really angry playing Counter-Strike? Vendetta.
Does it? No way.
Yeah, like I know it doesn't seem like it because he's such a friendly guy. But yeah, especially if it's like a sort of semi-serious game, you know, you wanna be careful.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played a game of Counter-Strike with Vendetta.
You should do that sometime.
I will now, and I'll try and piss him off.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've just seen why you shouldn't leave the bomb way back.
It's insane, isn't it? A 5-on-2 that could have changed the entire. That would have forced G2 onto a save. Instead, fortunes are reversed. 12-9 for G2, and this is a desperate buy for Immortals. Low on utility. There's a nice kill. Lack of head armor as well, contributing to that.
Oh,
it's a clean sweep.
Yeah. Lucas wanted to shoot Shox in the back, and Apex is being a bit of a hero there. Bomb is down, and with Steel gone as well. This is not an easy round for Henny to try and win. It seems like the train has slowed down a bit here for Immortals, you know? Like, they were very explosive and aggressive early on. It's hard to keep that up.
They haven't really had the chance too much to be that aggressive. They don't have, I mean, you can see that round, they're trying to blow up through that smoke, but they don't have enough smokes of their own to protect them at range. So even when they're fighting Shox up close, they've got other players that are sitting back in the bomb site, sitting back towards CT spawn stairs, that are just raining in bullets as well, and it's just an impossible situation. Henny's boxed in now. I don't think there's really a whole lot of options, and I mean, G2's fine with it. They're not going to chase him down. They're just going to pounce on him when he does that. They didn't have the money to go in there and chase for worry of losing a player or two.
See, in Jenga terms, this is Immortals is the player that goes for the riskiest block at all times to try and make it harder for the opponents, but it's also a strategy that can backfire pretty heavily. Does that make sense?
It does a little bit. It's a bit of a reach, I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Thought you had my back on that one, Moses. I was hoping for a little bit of backup there.
You thought wrong.
KNG goes down, and again, it's pistols here on the Immortal side. I don't want to count them out, but they are getting really far behind. And I think their economy is just so stretched right now that it's hard to fight. And G2, they seem to be steadily ramping up the level of play here. I feel like they're making fewer mistakes now, and yeah, it's not looking that great for the Immortals.
Yeah, they're playing pretty confident, pretty happy with each other. You saw during the timeout or during one of the cut scenes between rounds, they were pretty much laughing and smiling with each other, which is never a good sign if you have that coming out. G2's been great when they've decided to play a retake on this bomb site, and they've played, I think it's Body and NBK who have had a couple good rounds, but here come the pistols. 2 quick kills, and they're even going to push for more, and it's doable. It is down into a 2-on-2. They haven't been able to salvage any of the rifles. The bomb is out in the open, unfortunately.
Very sloppy round coming out of G2 here, especially that connector play just not working out. Lucas will go down. Bolts with a deagle. And he's going to get shot on the side of the head there. Apex saving it once again. He's got a double. He's also got 20 and leading the pack right now. 14-9. There is a timeout being called here for Immortals. They will be able to pick up rifles as many as they want. Could even go double if that was on their mind here.
Why not?
So what do you do, Moses? What is the ancient strategy that you can bring out here that's never been read by anyone else before? It's been kept in a vault forever in like a little, you know.
I think that's your department, isn't it? You probably know some weird spam that no one's used before. Some weird spot you can shoot a bullet through like 6 walls.
Do a double run boost, and then in the air, the one player lands on the other one and continues the run boost, so that it's like a, and then you just fly all the way in. You just land in CT spawn.
I like that. That's quite good. I think you try, at this point, I think you almost, I mean, you have double ops, right? So now that you've invested in this and it's kind of the desperate times, you have to give them time to work. I would have liked to have seen, like, maybe get one pick with an AWP and go for some kind of a fake strat. Try and pull someone over towards the A bomb site, throw some smokes from B, and then hit the B site. Double ops as well for the G2 side of things, and NBK not aware that Steel's here, and I think he's going to get punished.
Surely, yes. No one getting spotted there. It looked like maybe Apex could have seen it. Shox in hot waters as well, getting shot in the feet, but he makes it out, and I don't know why NBK is still alive. But he's heard the smoke, or the Zoom, I meant, Steel. to take down NBK. And a lot of trouble for Apex. Trapped in the corner. KNG walking in. He hears it. And that's a great kill. He's ready for more as well. Things unraveling here for G2 in this round.
Shox could be the difference maker, though. KNG had the right idea. He was looking for that play from Shox, but the timing was off by a second. Now that he's here in this position, he can stop the plan. He can delay for time. And if he gets 2 kills, he's putting his team right back into it, but Steel's ready. What a round from him. He opens it, and he ends Shox.
I would love to see that from Steel's point of view. I wonder if the extended barrel from the M4A1 showed for Shox before he peaked then.
Yeah.
Because it almost looked like Steel was pre-firing that. So
that was quick, wasn't it?
That was very quick. I'd actually love to see that replay if we can. Kenny and Body, as waiting, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the strat that I want.
You didn't explain it with the flying to CT spawn?
No, that was in case that wasn't obvious. I was joking. I'm worried that people might not realize that. Might be like, this analysis from Anders is terrible. We'll see if they can actually hold on to the rifles. I'll explain it at the start of the next round here. Kenny and Body, they are going to be successful in that. So one of my favorite strats on this map is one where you do a really quick smoke window, you smoke connector as well. Then you put one smoke at sort of the CT side middle, and then you rush like 3 or 4 people towards catwalk and B. Like almost without stopping.
Just like a B split rush.
Yeah, but I like the pace of it. Okay, he does actually just see the shoulder. It wasn't obvious to me that Shox was showing his shoulder then, but...
Well, it was funny as well because the other 2 players had already decided to save by the time Shox was in that position.
Yeah.
They just kind of said screw it. So he was all on his own anyway. So not a likely chance that Shox was going to win that round in like a 1-on-5 in that position anyways.
Maybe with the double kill could have worked.
Maybe. It's always possible. Well, I mean, this is the slow down pace with the double op setup. It kind of like naturally happens for a terror side team when you have this much money invested in the AWPs because you want to give them time to pick off. And obviously at the moment, at least in Henny's situation, his op at the top mid is just being used to support Steel and Lucas.
Money is not looking good for G2, so even with the 4-round gap here, there's something to work with. Shox being forced to use that smoke. Extinguishing the Molotov. They really don't have any money on the G2 side. If they lose this round, Immortals could bounce up to 12 rounds and might be another really close map here. Day 2 of DreamHack has been exciting so far. Quite a lot of interesting rounds. Well, Kenny being a great teammate, missing the next one, and KNG taking 2 for 1. Kenny is going to get the kill on Henny, but he's still completely trapped there behind the triple box, and Steel tapping away to take down NBK. My God. That was like slow ramp up, and then it just peaked in all of 5 seconds.
Yeah, double helps that, certainly. Really, really well done. I thought Kenny was going to be able to save that round, but KNG gets a little bit fortunate with the double kill. The lineup, I didn't see where that came from. Here we go. Over towards... Oh, I didn't even see Apex.
No, he's behind the box.
That was between the G2 player, into the box and into the head. You've got to be so bad if you're Apex.
There are a lot of things have to work out for that too. In fact, at that point, you should probably blame your teammate. You're like, why did you put yourself as like the bullseye right in front here? It's unreasonable.
Regardless, a little bit of gift for Immortals there. 11-14 trying to make a comeback, and they put themselves in a decent position to do so because they've got G2 in a low economic situation. And this is where the economy game, just to harp on it, oh God, that's a lot of USPs, just firing range.
Why are they peeking it? Don't stop. It's not necessary. Still taking the fight. And he is going to go for a bit more. He's majorly successful. That was at least a very good job on him. That was about to get way too uncomfortable. They're going to salvage the round, but
that's phenomenal.
Losing my mind, Moses.
It's because you're like, oh, it's just unarmored USPs. This should be easy. This will be fun. Stat pad a little bit, and then there's 5 of them all of a sudden.
Yeah. It's like, it's fine. The first guy peeks it, then the second guy's like, and then Bolt's like, oh, I'm going to keep fighting this. It's fine.
Everyone else had their turn. Well, here's the buy for G2. Not the cleanest. Kenny with the AWP, that's going to be great. They're missing head armor, though. It doesn't really much matter against the Ops and the AK-47s. And they've got utility, but they've got no kits.
See, I said Immortals is one of the most entertaining teams to watch in Counter-Strike, and I think we're seeing why. I mean, you thought they'd be down and out. They looked pretty broken at some point. They didn't have the economy, and now they're back in a big way here. They've got that double up in play. They're really making it work, and G2 are sort of running out of answers here. They've lost 3 rounds in a row. Bolt has got 23 kills, and I don't know. They could make this comeback work.
Both ops in mid as well. Henny and KNG just systematically, the two of them taking control of mid. This is a peek from Catwalk on Apex, and he's got to be careful because that's trained in the position, and Kenny's going to win that. That's a critical battle to win. That's huge.
That's a good job on Kenny. But now what is the next step? NPK is pushed all the way in, and it seems like Steel is somehow aware.
Look at Lucas as well. He's in sandwich over at A. He can make a massive play here.
Some very unorthodox Counter-Strike that we're witnessing at the moment. Henny gonna win the first fight. They're still guessing that NBK had pushed up that far. That's a remarkable level of awareness. And 3 versus 4 here. Immortals again with a man lead. 30 seconds left as they try and make their way onto the side. Steel is gonna be there in 10 seconds. So once again, they're not gonna have a lot of time to play around with. And with Apex winning the fight against Henny in the middle, they've lost that cover. Oh god, this could get very awkward here for Immortals. Steel, not quite sure where to plant. He's finally going to be able to find the right angle where he can't get shut down. And 3-on-3.
He still had like no one covering him from Catwalk though. If Apex had been able to get in that position. Fortunate, a little bit lucky, but a 3-on-3 retake. Body and Kenny coming from CT spawn. I pointed out there's no kits. This has got to come in quickly.
Bomb is far ticked, you're right. The lack of defuse kit, definitely a big problem here. Could be 13 round for Immortals. G2, they need to close out this game. Apex takes 1 on Lucas, but time is ticking. The smoke is up. Body gets a headshot. Bolt's coming in, and he's gonna get shot down. Apex with the kill. And there's going to be enough time for the defuse here. A triple for Apex once again. Now up to 24. What a win. And that's going to put G2 at 15. I did not think they were going to be able to do that.
I didn't either. And it shouldn't have been that easy. Immortals just missing some kills down the stretch in that round. Really unfortunate, but a nice retake. Apex is critical. Coming up connector, taking out Lucas, who's in jungle. That's the one fight that... You know, it feels bad. It's always easy to say it after this, but like Lucas doesn't need to take this fight per se. You can, you know, he's in perfect position, play the bomb, use that as a teammate. You have 2 other players, 2 of your teammates are together. Those 2 play in tandem. You play for yourself, you play for the bomb.
Kenny, leg shot on Lucas. Good way to get started. And MBK playing with the AWP over here. Kenny taking out Lucas afterwards, and I think he shot him through the actual cart up there. You can shoot through at some angles, so looked like maybe that was it.
Desperate times in the double ops. KNG in underpass, Henny at the top of mid. No ground really gained for Immortals, and on top of that, they have no presence today. They have no one even over there, so I mean they're pretty much relying on a B hit, and with 2 AWPs, that can get dicey. It's got to be really successful on the entries. NBK with an op playing behind the site, and Apex is going to be under the windows. Oh.
How is this going to work out? MBK's flashed for the moment. Counter grenades are coming out, but they're already jumping down. Great shot from MBK. Henny there with a refrag. So the entry's really great, but now they need that bomb down quick. And Kenny's already dropped bolts, who's been doing a great job here. Coming in with the flank as well as Shock, so they've got them sandwiched in, and they know it. G2 very slow on the retake. They're just trying to take their time. Body goes down. Shock's jumping the gun a bit, but he gets the kill on KNG. And now it's all on Henny. He's going to get dropped. And that will be the round and the map here, favoring G2 16-12. Only the first and the best of 3, but still, that's very impressive and very well done here for the French side. They're going to be excited.
Yeah, a nice game from G2. Helped out a lot by Immortals, that mistake. I mean, you can analyze it down the stretch as much as you want, but that match feels like leaving the bomb at the top of mid in a 5-on-2 and then losing that round and the next. That's where this really turns around for me, because that was what I think that was at 9-9.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like, you just can't do that. And that's going to be one that Immortals certainly says got away from him there.
Yeah. Oh, he's picking up his shoes. I was worried that he had almost bowed out then. At the moment, KNG looked like he was
just banging his head against the table in frustration.
But that, you're right. I mean, a round like that, and the problem with a round like that is, like, I think even if you lose like some big clutch rounds or something, if you could just sort of say, well, it was a nice try. But the problem is, if you lose a 2v5 like that, those words are gonna ring really hollow when you say,
I don't even
it's fine, guys.
I don't even think you can say nice try. I think you've just like that's when you can't even hold back the sigh, the sigh of frustration. Oh, that's so.
Yeah, but that sigh really